Chosen One, stop scrolling. Do not rush past this moment, because this message did not appear by accident. It did not randomly find you, and you did not click on this by coincidence. Something in you paused. Something in you felt a pull, and that pull matters. Before this video ends, you will understand why this moment feels different. But first, breathe, because what I am about to say is not noise. It is confirmation. You have been feeling something shift lately. Not loud, not dramatic, but subtle. A quiet awareness, a quiet detachment, a quiet realization that you are not the same person you were months ago. And you have been questioning it. Why do certain conversations feel heavy now? Why do certain environments drain you faster? Why do certain people suddenly feel distant? You thought maybe it was stress, maybe mood, maybe overthinking. But what if it is alignment? What if this message found you because you are stepping into a new frequency? You have outgrown something, and growth feels uncomfortable before it feels powerful. Listen carefully. You are not losing people. You are losing compatibility with what no longer matches your future. That is why this moment matters. Because if you ignore it, you may try to shrink yourself back into old spaces. You may try to reconnect with expired versions of yourself. You may try to hold on to something that already released you, and that will delay what is trying to arrive. Chosen One, there is a reason you feel different. There is a reason you feel quieter. There is a reason you feel more observant and less reactive. You are stabilizing. You are maturing. You are shifting from emotional survival to spiritual awareness. And not everyone can follow you there. This message found you because you needed clarity, not comfort. Clarity that the confusion was preparation. Clarity that the delay was protection. Clarity that the isolation was refinement. You have been in a refining season, stripped of distractions, stripped of noise, stripped of constant validation, and it felt lonely. But loneliness builds identity. When there is no crowd around you, you finally hear yourself, and you have started hearing yourself more clearly. You see red flags faster, you detach quicker, you speak less but mean more. That is not coldness, that is growth. Now here is the part you must not ignore. When you start evolving, old energies test you one last time. Old patterns circle back. Old connections resurface. Not to stay, but to see if you will shrink. You may notice someone from your past reaching out. You may notice situations repeating. You may notice temptations returning. It is not random. It is confirmation. You are being shown who you are now. If you respond differently than before, you pass. If you protect your peace, you elevate. If you choose silence over reaction, you expand. This message found you because you are in that exact moment. A decision point. Not dramatic, not obvious, but powerful. You are deciding who you are becoming. And you must not ignore it, because the next season does not require effort. It requires alignment. Alignment means you do not chase what drains you. You do not argue what disrespects you. You do not entertain what confuses you. You choose peace, and peace is expensive. It costs access. It costs certain relationships. It costs old habits, but it pays stability. You are closer than you think, closer to clarity, closer to opportunity, closer to breakthrough, but breakthrough does not arrive with chaos. It arrives when you stop fighting what is ending. This moment matters, because the version of you watching this right now is not the version of you that tolerated less clarity months ago. You are sharper, more aware, more selective. And that awareness is your confirmation. Stay here, because in part 2, you will understand what is about to shift if you honor this moment instead of ignoring it. Chosen one, now stay focused, because what you are feeling right now is not random emotion. It is recognition. Something inside you already knows this message is connected to your current season. You have been sensing that something is about to change, not in a dramatic explosion, but in a quiet rearrangement. A rearrangement of priorities, a rearrangement of connections, a rearrangement of identity. And rearrangement always feels uncomfortable before it feels powerful. Let me tell you something important. When you begin stepping into alignment, life starts removing what cannot grow with you. You may have noticed distance. You may have noticed silence. You may have noticed certain plans collapsing unexpectedly. You asked yourself, why is this happening now? Because you are no longer meant to carry what you once carried. You are being lightened. You are being refined. You are being repositioned. And repositioning feels like loss before it feels like elevation. You thought something was being taken from you, but something is being cleared for you. Cleared space, cleared distractions, cleared attachments, cleared confusion. You have been emotionally upgrading, and upgrades require separation. Listen carefully. There is a version of you that would have reacted, that would have chased, that would have forced closure. But you did not. You paused. You observed. You let things unfold. That pause was maturity. That silence was strength. That restraint was evolution. This is why the message found you. Because you are standing at a threshold. Not everyone recognizes their threshold. Many people repeat cycles because they refuse to see the moment clearly. But you see it. You feel it. You know something is shifting. And here is what you must understand. The next chapter of your life requires emotional stability. Not intensity, not drama, not chaos. Stability. You are being prepared for something calmer, something healthier, something more aligned. And aligned things move differently. They do not require you to beg. They do not require you to prove yourself. They do not require you to overextend your energy. They flow. But flow only begins when resistance ends. You have been resisting an ending. You have been trying to hold on to familiarity, but familiarity is not destiny. Comfort is not calling. Sometimes what feels safe is what keeps you small. And you are no longer small. You are expanding internally. Even if externally it feels quiet, do not ignore this moment, because how you respond in this season determines the tone of your next one. If you protect your peace now, peace multiplies. If you honor your intuition now, clarity increases. If you walk away from confusion now, alignment accelerates. You are not being asked to fight. You are being asked to trust. Trust the distance. Trust the silence. Trust the detachment. Trust the subtle shift. Because it is guiding you away from what would have drained you long term. You may not see the full picture yet, but you can feel the difference. And feeling is often the first confirmation. Here is what is coming. A calmer connection. A clearer opportunity, a stronger sense of self. Not because you chased it, but because you stopped chasing what was not meant to stay. That is power. That is maturity. That is growth. And growth is rarely loud. It is steady. You have been tested recently. Tested in patience. tested in restraint, tested in silence, and you passed by not reacting the way you used to. That alone changed your trajectory. You may not realize it yet, but a major redirection has already occurred. And one day soon you will look back at this exact season and understand. This was the pivot. This was the realignment. This was the moment everything quietly shifted. So before this video ends, pause. Think about what has been feeling different in your life lately. Think about what you have outgrown. Think about what your intuition has been whispering. Do not answer for anyone else. Answer honestly for yourself. And if your heart recognized this shift, if you know deep down that something inside you has matured, then hold on to that awareness. Because awareness is the beginning of transformation. And transformation is already happening. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not disconnected. You are transitioning. And transition always feels uncertain before it feels destined. Stay steady. Move quietly. Protect your energy. Honor your intuition. Because this message did not find you by accident. It found you at the exact moment you were ready to understand it.